bring the Police Commission back into session here after our meeting, and we can move forward on our agenda. What do we have? Correspondence, we have none.
Help them out.
Number 7, old business.
Old business. The first item A. Chief, can you update us on item A?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I spoke with our Public Works Director, Jerry Lukowski, late last week. He gave me very good news that they've been able to purchase all the signage required to establish the school zones as prescribed by the Police Commission. They are going to be starting almost immediately on that work, doing one school at a time. They said it will take a little bit of time to get all of them done, but they did have the funds to purchase the signs, and that purchase has been made. So that is good news. So we should start seeing these school zone signs appear very soon.
Have you gotten any word from the state as far as the highways?
I have received no correspondence back from the state yet. If I do not hear from them before our next meeting, the week before our meeting, I will reach out to the state and see where they are with it.
Okay. Item B, under there.
That was item B, Mr. Chairman.
Yep.
Yep.
And item C is completed. We dealt with that at our last meeting, correct, Chief?
That's correct. I believe Vice Chair Janetti spoke to, I'm sorry, who
Was
the commission who was here, commissioners who went to Bethel did remark on the tour of the Bethel Police Department.
okay. Chairman's report, I have nothing to report. I believe our session was very good, and we'll hopefully get some results. Police Chief's monthly report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You should each have received our statistical monthly report. And if anyone does have questions, I'd be happy to answer them. As you can see, our motor vehicle enforcement continues to be very high. We still have a lot of federal money being offered for the purpose of traffic enforcement. And we continue to employ those grants and put officers out on traffic details almost every single day. We are focusing this time of the year on our school zones when it comes to a lot of the speed enforcement and reckless driving.
Mr. Chairman, through you.
Yes.
Chief, thank you. I do see the enforcement, speed and traffic enforcement on Front Street. I just want to thank you for that. They definitely have been out there. It seems to have calmed the traffic down. So just speaking from someone who lives in the area, I do appreciate the police department's efforts. And I was just curious if we talked about moving that speed sign from Riverside up to Front Street. What's the timeline on that? I know you want to do some enforcement first, I'm assuming, before you move the sign up.
So I did put the request in with our support services lieutenant, who's in charge of doing that, to get it done. He needs the assistance of Public Works to move each of those signs. So it really comes down to a scheduling time where they can free up one of their workers to go out with our officer to make that happen. But it is on the agenda to do.
Thank you. I know that that would kind of interfere with the enforcement you're trying to do, so.
Well, ultimately the objective is to slow the traffic down.
Yeah, I think that's happened, so, thank
Okay.
you.
Yep, we'll get it out there. Reading the rest of my report into the minutes, the Watertown Police Department's sworn ranks remain fully staffed with 42 members. Of these 42 members, one is completing his field training period this week after having been extended on his field training for a period of 1 month. Just felt it needed the extra time before he was put on his own. An entry-level application process has been opened for the position of police officer. We anticipate having one vacancy by the end of the year. We have a seat secured in the January 2025 session of the Connecticut Police Academy and hope to have a candidate ready for the academy at that time. Going off script here in regards to our communication center, you probably recall me saying we've been having staffing issues in our communication center. Historically, it relied heavily on a part-time staffing model. We found that to be very ineffective in current times, very hard to find part-time staff who want to work near full-time hours without the benefits, and those hours are generally the less desirable hours that the full-timers don't want, those being weekends, holidays, and a lot of night shifts. We did approach town council back in, I want to say it was May, I believe, requesting that we increase our full-time staff to 8, which was approved by town council. Those hires were made and all 8 are working. We have 3 full-time on the midnight shift, 3 full-time on the day shift, and 2 full-time on the evening shift. The idea, in collaboration with the dispatchers union, was that it would be more advantageous to still have a few part-timers that could be flexible in their hours and fill in those evening shift gaps while also being able to fill in on day shift and night shift when there were absences. We have continued to have a lot of issues recruiting and retaining part-timers. We had brought in 2 part-timers right at that time that were already trained dispatchers at other centers, and they wanted to work part-time here. The idea was that that would be great because their training period would be dramatically shortened and we could get them working right away. Well, all good plans usually have a problem associated with it. That problem being there are full-time dispatchers at other centers. And as soon as summertime hit, they were getting ordered to work constantly at their full-time jobs and unable to really give us any hours where we needed them. So one of those that we hired has already since left, saying he just couldn't make it work here. And we're in the process of trying again to hire another part-timer. We did just get a new communication supervisor who started on Monday. That's really going to be a huge professional boost for our communication center. We're very excited to have that position. I will be going before town council again at their next meeting, which I believe is Monday, requesting to alter the staffing model now to 9 full-time staff members and do away with the part-time staffing almost entirely. If we have 3 full-timers, 3 on each shift, that means every single day, every single shift is always covered with a staff member, and there are no holes to fill so long as we don't have anybody out on any vacation time, sick time, FMLA, resignations, things along that line where there would end up being a gap. To fill those gaps, in speaking with both the police union and the dispatch union, we are considering taking sworn officers and cross-training them as dispatchers. So rather than trying to hire civilian part-timers, keep them trained and keep them current and competent as dispatchers, when we do have gaps that need filling and no current dispatcher wants to take that overtime, then we can offer it out to our patrol officers to fill those gaps. So that's the model we are hoping to move to.
Any other questions for the chief? Chief, has the officer that went into training completed that training to draw blood upon an arrest without warrant or an early warrant?
Do you want to comment?
The class got moved back from September to October. They're trying to fill it with 2 more officers so that they had a full class, but she's taking her online portion. There was some 2 weeks where she can kind of be prepped online, so she's been completing that, and she will go through the actual hands-on class the end of October.
Thank you.
The Watertown Police Department received a $3.375 million congressional grant, and we did discuss this just a short time ago, from Johanna Hayes in 2022 to upgrade the police department's radio system. The scope of the upgrade project has been finalized with our radio vendor and should be going to contract by the end of the calendar year. For an additional $1.6 million, the town of Watertown would be able to upgrade the fire department's radio system and purchase new radios for the Public Works Department. The police department has been working with the town manager's office, the fire chiefs, and the Public Works Director in the planning of this project, and it's our intent to present this project to Town Council in October to request the additional funding to cover the full scope of the radio project. Lastly, the Watertown Police Department will have a booth set up at a statewide police recruitment fair taking place at the Police Academy in Meriden this coming Friday. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions from members? Any questions? Seeing none?
I have a question for you, Chairman. At our last meeting, we had an individual here who had some concern about a commercial vehicle being parked on town property with the flag displayed on 4th of July, and I believe it was a Memorial Day, and she felt, she was of the opinion that the town could have some type of liability in that matter. We were going to look into that for her, and I was just wondering if...
Yes, I did check on it. In fact, I have it. I was going to report on it, but I felt we'd move ahead with our meeting. I did get in touch with the good old boys who are a tree service who has that flag flying on holidays such as Memorial Day and other days. And yes, it is parked on the sidewalk. I also checked with the town manager, and he says that there's plenty of insurance coverage for that vehicle to be there. And I did check with the tree service company, the good old boys, and they do have, as they state on the back of their business card, 24 hours emergency service, fully insured. So if somebody did happen to walk into the truck or fall over the flag flying high, honoring veterans and various other dates, the town is fully insured and would be covered. So I had answers for the person if they did attend, but I see she did not attend tonight, but it's now made public record. We are covered and keep the American flag flying, regardless of somebody bumping their toe into the good old boy truck. A motion is in order.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstention, adjourned. We are. Passes unanimously.
You're almost doing an excellent job down there.